1. Introduction. My name is Bella. My life changed when I was 18 years old. I lived in a small town. This town was quiet and simple. My family lived in a small house. My parents were good people. They worked hard every day. My father worked as a driver. My mother stayed at home. We did not have much money. We were a poor family, but we had love. My parents loved me very much, and I loved them too. Life was simple in our small town, but I had big dreams for my future. I went to school every day. I studied very hard because I always wanted to learn new things. My biggest dream was to go to college. I wanted to study and become a teacher. After many years, I finished high school. I worked hard for my exams and hoped for good grades. I got a place at a good college. This was very good news. I was very happy. But then a big problem came. My parents could not pay for my college. We had no money for it. College was very expensive. My dream felt very far away. I felt very sad. Sometimes I cried alone in my room at night, thinking my dream was broken. I thought about my future for many days. I did not want to give up my dream. I knew I had to find a way to make it real. One day, I made a very important decision. It was a big step for me. I decided to leave my home. I decided to leave my country and go to another one. I would work there and earn money for my education. This was a very difficult decision. I had never been far from home. I had never lived alone. I knew it would be hard, but I felt a strong will inside me. I packed a small bag with only a few clothes and some papers. I said goodbye to my parents. I hugged them tightly. They were sad to see me go, but they understood my dream. They told me to be careful. I promised to write to them. Then, I left our small house and walked to the bus station. I looked back at my home one last time. I felt scared, very scared. My heart beat very fast. Everything was new and unknown. But I also felt brave. I knew I was doing this for my future, for my education. I knew I had to be strong. This was the start of my new life, and I hoped it would lead to my college dream. 2. A new city. I arrived in a new city. It was very big and busy. Tall buildings touched the sky. Many cars moved fast, and many people walked everywhere. The city lights were bright, even during the day. I could smell different things: coffee, rain, and sometimes sweet bread. Everything was new and very different from my small town. I felt a little lost, but I also felt excited. This was my new start. My first goal was to find work. After a few days, I found a job in a small bakery. It was a nice place with a warm smell of fresh bread. My work was hard. I cleaned the tables and washed many dishes. Sometimes, I helped sell bread and cakes to the customers. They were often smiling, and that made me feel a little happier. I worked for many hours each day, from early morning until late at night. My feet hurt, but I did not stop. Above the bakery, there was a very small room. This was my home now. It had one bed, one small table, and one chair. It was quiet, and sometimes it felt very lonely. I missed my family and my old home, but every night I looked out the window at the city lights. I told myself that this loneliness was temporary. This small room was just a step on my path. It was a place to rest before I worked again. I saved every coin I earned. My college dream was always in my mind. I did not buy new clothes or nice food. I ate simple meals, mostly bread from the bakery and some cheap vegetables. Each week, I counted my money carefully. I watched the small pile of coins grow slowly. It was not much, but it was mine, and it was for my future. I knew that every single coin was important. My life was simple. I woke up, went to work, came back to my room, ate, and slept. Then I did it all again. There was not much time for other things. I did not have friends yet, and I did not explore the city. My focus was only on my dream. I thought about the day I would go to college. I imagined myself in a classroom, learning new things. That picture kept me strong. It gave me hope every day, even when I was tired or sad. I knew this hard work was for a good reason. My future depended on it. 3. Meeting a friend. One rainy evening, the bakery was quiet. I was cleaning the counter, like I did every night. The city outside was dark and wet. Then the door opened and a young man walked in. He had a kind face and a nice smile. His eyes were friendly. He looked around the small shop. He bought a loaf of fresh bread. "Hello," he said. His voice was soft. "Your accent is different. Where are you from?" I felt a little shy, but I answered him. "I am from another country," I told him. "I am here to work and save money for college. I want to study to become a teacher." He listened carefully. He did not look surprised or bored. He just nodded his head slowly. Then he smiled again. "That is very brave," he said. "To come here alone for your dream, that is strong." His words made me feel warm inside. Nobody had said that to me before. It was nice to hear someone understand. He paid for his bread and left. I thought he would not come back to the bakery, but I was wrong about that. The next evening, he came again. He bought a coffee and sat by the window. He read a book for a while, and the evening after that, he came too. Soon, it became a regular thing. Every evening, just before the bakery closed, he would come to the shop. He would buy a coffee and sit by the window, watching the people outside. When I was not busy with customers, we would talk. His name was Mike. He told me many things about the city. He knew good places to eat and beautiful parks. He told me about his own life and his family. He was not a rich man, but he had a very kind heart. He always asked me about my day. He listened carefully when I talked about my work and my dreams for college. He never made me feel silly for wanting to study. I started to look forward to his visits very much. My small room above the bakery felt less lonely now. Before Mike, I only thought about working hard and saving money. I did not have any friends in this big city. I was always alone. But Mike changed that. He was easy to talk to, and he made me feel comfortable. He understood my big dream. He did not laugh or say it was impossible. He simply listened and offered good words and encouragement. He made me feel like I was not alone anymore. He became my first real friend in this new place. It was a wonderful feeling. We talked about small things like the weather and big things like the future and my plans. His visits were the best part of my long working days. I knew I was lucky to have found such a kind person. He made the city feel a little less strange and a little more like home. Having a friend made everything seem brighter. Falling in love. Days passed quickly, and I waited for Mike's visits. Each evening, when the bakery door opened, I hoped to see him. His smile always made me feel happy and warm inside. This was a new and wonderful feeling for me in the big city, a place that once felt very lonely. After my long working hours, sometimes we walked together. The city was still new to me, but Mike knew many places. He showed me the park with bright, colorful flowers. We often walked by the river that moved slowly under the evening sky. Sometimes, the moon made the water sparkle like silver. We walked slowly, talking about simple things. I listened to his stories about the city and his life. I also told him about my small town and my dream for college. With him, I laughed more freely than I had in years. These walks became the best part of my day. One special night, we were walking near the old bridge. The street lights began to glow softly. Mike stopped and looked at me. He spoke in a quiet voice. "Bella," he said, "you make this city feel like home." My heart started to beat very fast. It was a powerful feeling. I did not know what to say. Then, under the soft light of the street lamps, he gently took my hand. His hand was warm and strong. A new, deep feeling grew inside me, more than friendship. In that quiet moment, I understood. I was falling in love with Mike. He was kind to me, always patient when I tried to speak English. He was full of hope for the future. He made me feel strong. With Mike, I finally felt like I belonged here. I was not lonely anymore. This big city, which was once strange, now felt like a place where I could build a life. Mike made it feel like home, just as he said. My dream of college was still important, but a new, warm love had grown in my heart, making everything brighter. 5. Working on a dream. Mike knew my dream to study was very important. He saw how hard I worked at the bakery every day and how I saved my money. He wanted to help me reach my goal. So, he started to look for scholarships for me. This meant he spent many hours on his old laptop. He searched on different websites every evening after his own work. He looked for help for students like me, who came from other countries and needed money for education. It was a long and hard task to find the right information, but he never stopped looking. He would often show me what he found, and we would read the details together. I kept working hard at the bakery. My days were still long, and I continued to save every coin I earned. But now my heart felt lighter and full of new hope. Mike brought a wonderful new energy into my life. We often talked about the future while I cleaned the tables or when we walked home after my shift. I told him I wanted to become a teacher. I wanted to help children learn new things, just like my teachers helped me when I was young in my home country. Mike listened carefully to all my plans and dreams. He always said, "Bella, never stop dreaming. You are strong and you can do this." His encouraging words were like strong wind under my wings, helping me fly higher. He also helped me a lot with my studies. My spoken English was good from talking to customers, but writing essays was still difficult for me. Mike spent many nights helping me practice. He read my words and showed me how to make them better and clearer. He explained new vocabulary words and different grammar rules. He taught me how to organize my ideas so they flowed well in an essay. Sometimes we sat at the small table in my lonely room with many books open around us. He was always patient and very kind. He never made me feel silly for not knowing something. He just wanted me to learn and succeed. Mike himself did not have much money. He worked hard for what he had. But sometimes he gave me some money to buy important books for my studies. He knew how much I needed them to prepare for college. He would always say with a warm smile, "These books will help you learn more." "We will make it, Bella. Together, we will make your dream come true." His strong belief in me was a wonderful gift. It made me feel much stronger every day. I knew I was not alone in this big, busy city anymore. I had a true friend who deeply cared about my dream and my future. His constant support made the hard work feel easier. It made my college dream feel closer and more real. I felt ready to face any challenge with him right by my side. 6, a big chance. One morning, Mike ran into the bakery. His eyes were shining brightly. He looked very excited. "Bella, I found something wonderful," he shouted. My heart beat faster. He told me it was a full scholarship for students from other countries. This was not just any scholarship. It would pay for everything I needed. It covered my school fees, all my books, and even a place to live. This meant I would not need to worry about money anymore. My dream, which felt so far away, suddenly felt very close. It was a big chance. This was the moment I had worked for. We started working on my application that same night. Every evening, after the bakery closed, we sat together. Mike helped me a lot. He read my essays and checked my English words carefully. He made sure my writing was clear and strong. We also collected many important documents. I needed papers from my old school and letters from my teachers. It was a lot of work, but Mike was always patient. He held my hand when I felt tired or scared. He always said, "We can do this, Bella. You are very strong." His belief made me feel brave. Sending the application was a very big step. I clicked the button, and my heart felt like it might stop. I was so nervous, but also full of hope. Then we waited. Weeks passed by very slowly. Each day felt long, and I checked my email every morning and every evening. I thought about the scholarship all the time. Would I get it? Was my English good enough? Mike kept telling me to be positive. One afternoon, I was in my small room. I opened my computer and saw a new email. The sender was the college. My hands shook as I clicked on it. My eyes quickly found one word: congratulations. A big wave of happiness came over me. I screamed loudly with joy. I could not stop smiling, and happy tears started to fall from my eyes. It was real. I ran out of my room and into the street. I needed to find Mike right away. He was walking near the bakery. I ran to him and jumped into his arms. He caught me, and I showed him my phone. "We did it, Mike. I got the scholarship." He read the email, and his eyes filled with tears too. We hugged tightly right there on the street. We both cried tears of joy. It was the happiest moment. My dream was finally coming true. All the hard work, all the lonely nights, all the saving money, it was worth it. This was truly a big chance, a new beginning for my life. 7. A new start. The day I started college was the happiest day of my life. I woke up early, feeling excited and a little nervous. The sun was shining brightly. Walking to the campus, I saw many students. They looked busy and happy. The college buildings were big and beautiful, with green trees. I felt a bright smile on my face. Everything felt possible now. This was a new beginning, a chance to learn. My dream was finally coming true after a long journey. Mike was waiting for me at the main gate. He stood there, tall and smiling. When he saw me, he waved proudly. "This is just the start, Bella," he said with a warm smile. His words made me feel stronger and more hopeful. He walked with me to my first class building. We talked about my schedule and new subjects. Having him there made me feel safe and supported. He was always my biggest supporter. He wished me good luck and told me to enjoy every moment. Life was different now. I had many classes to attend. I learned about history, literature, and science. The teachers were kind and helped me understand new ideas. I met other students from different countries. We studied together in the library and sometimes drank coffee. I also found a new part-time job. It was at the college library. I helped students find books and kept the shelves tidy. This quieter job allowed me more time for studies. Balancing my studies with work was not easy. Some days I felt very tired. I had to read many books and write many essays. After my classes, I went to work. Then, late at night, I would study more. Sometimes I missed my old simple life, but mostly I felt full of purpose. I remembered my parents and my small town. I remembered why I came here. This thought gave me strength to keep going every day. Mike was always there to encourage me. Every time I felt tired or sad, he would listen. He would tell me, "You are stronger than you think, Bella." He often brought me small snacks when I was studying late. He helped me practice English for presentations and checked my essays. He believed in me completely. His belief was like a constant light for me. It helped me see the path ahead, even when it felt difficult. My life was hard, but it was also full of hope. I was building my future step by step with Mike by my side. 8, a happy ending. Years passed quickly. It was my graduation day. I stood on a big stage. I wore a special black gown and a cap. Many people were in the crowd. My heart beat fast. This was a very important day for me. I looked at all the happy faces. Then I saw him. Mike was there, smiling brightly. His smile made me feel warm inside. He looked so proud. I remembered my journey. I thought about the bakery where I first worked. I remembered the long hours and the small room. I remembered how I saved every coin. It was not easy. Life was hard for a long time, but I never gave up. Mike always helped me. He believed in me when I felt tired. His help made my dream possible. Soon it was my turn. My name was called. I walked to the front of the stage. A professor gave me my degree. I held it tightly. I had done it. I was now a teacher. My dream, which once seemed impossible, was real. My heart was full of happiness and thanks. After the ceremony, I found Mike. I ran to him and gave him a big hug. "Thank you," I whispered. "Thank you for everything. Thank you for believing in me." He hugged me back tightly. His eyes were also full of joy. I thought about the past. I was a young girl from a small town. I had no money, but I had a big dream. I took a chance. I worked very hard. I met a kind friend who became more than a friend. Our love helped me. I learned a big lesson. Do not be afraid to follow your dreams. Be brave. Work hard every day. Never give up, even when things are difficult. Love and courage can truly change your life. They changed my life completely. I started with nothing, but I built a beautiful future. This was my happy ending, and it was also a new start.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.